Hello everyone, welcome to New Gen Politics. So things aren't looking good for Fani Willis because of some newly released text messages between Fani's boyfriend's lawyer, I know that's a bit confusing, that person being Terrence Bradley, who was Wade's former divorce attorney, and Ashley Merchant, the lawyer for Michael Roman, a co-defendant of Donald Trump. And so here's the message. Ashley Merchant asked, "Do you think it started before she hired him?" Terrence Bradley responded, "Absolutely. It started when she left the DA's office and was judge in South Fulton." So if this message is true, that means that not only did Fani and Wade have a relationship prior to Wade being hired as a special prosecutor, which already is bad enough and shows a severe level of corruption, tack that on with all the money they've exchanged. But more importantly, that means they both lied under oath. They both said the relationship happened way further down the line than this would indicate, after they were already in the office together, after they were already on the case together. So that's why people are calling this damning evidence, because it really is. This is saying this happened years before that they had an ongoing relationship years before they were ever working together to this capacity. So it explains why Wade was underqualified, but still appointed to this position as special prosecutor. And this is just bad. It's looking really bad. It's bad for the case. It's clear that they're going to have to throw the case out. If the judge doesn't throw the case out, it would be insane. And that's not even going to be the worst of it. I mean, she's openly committed perjury here. Both of them have. They should both be disbarred. Sadly, I don't know if that's going to happen because, frankly, I don't have much trust in our justice system anymore, and I don't think a lot of people do either, because how do people keep getting away with stuff like this? She has blatantly lied under oath, involved herself in quid pro quo, corruption, and that's just breaking the surface of her tenure as a prosecutor. So this is bad. This is really bad for them. And it's good for Trump. It's good for the case, because the case will have to be moved to another district, because the whole thing is just a mess. And that's not even going over the revelations this week that there is a prosecutor in the office that had direct connections to the Biden administration. You know, Biden, the political adversary who's trying to lock up Donald Trump for running against him. So there's a clear connection there. So this whole thing is just like finding one termite in the house, and you pull the walls back and the whole thing's flooded with corruption, flooded with mismanagement, flooded with fraud. The more and more you pull back the layers of what's going on behind the scenes, the worse it gets. The more it's turning into like a soap opera. I heard somebody mention that about this case, is it's turning into a soap opera. You don't see this kind of stuff normally. It really is one of those instances where fact is stranger than fiction. It has become so complicated and just so drama-filled, because this kind of stuff doesn't normally happen. This level of bombshell information and quid pro quo and all the secret relationships between the different characters and actors at play. I mean, heck, even the judge worked for her. This whole thing is just a mess. And that's why they need to take it and push it somewhere else. Push it to a new district that will, honestly, might just throw out the case because it already has incredibly weak evidence against Trump. And a new prosecutor might just look at it and say, yeah, we're not going to do this. We're not going to carry this out. Because she clearly has an agenda against Trump. I mean, she said she was going to get rid of him. That was one of the things she ran on, was that she saw the man and now she's going to find the crime. You know, show me the man, I'll show you the crime. That was her whole MO for how she wanted to handle this case. So clearly targeting. And it's really come back to bite her because she got Chinese finger trapped. The harder she pushed, the worse things got for her, because she just shone a spotlight on her entire life. And then going forward and lying under oath on top of everything that's happened prior is just the cherry on top. And so, I don't know, like, what is going to happen to her? It just depends. I don't know how the judge is going to rule. We'll figure that out today probably, or maybe sometime later this week. I don't know if he'll deliver his final verdict today or not. But between this case and then the case in New York, it just goes to show how corrupt these people are to target Trump in this way. And they're not saints by any means. I'm not saying Trump is either. Trump's clearly not a saint. But the fact that they have to work this hard and try to prosecute him over scraps of information, they don't have anything clearly incriminating enough to legitimately get him on, They have to keep playing all these games and change the laws and misinterpret them. And even to the point where in New York, all these businesses are leaving and the governor says, oh no, this is just a one-off thing. Just because it's Trump. We're going to misinterpret the law just this one time, just because it's Donald Trump. You don't have anything to worry about. That shows how bad these situations are, how corrupt they are. It's like, oh, we're just going to go after Donald Trump. We'll use everything we can, even if it's not legitimate, just to get this guy. And don't worry, we're just abusing our power in the law. Just this once. Just let it be. You guys have nothing to worry about if you just do what we say. So terrible, terrible situation. Trump is going to get off from basically all these cases, I think. It'd be hard not to. And it just shows how hard they have to push to get him on anything. It just shows you how corrupt these people are. For this entire time, even for his whole administration, he was guilty until proven innocent on pretty much every accusation. And through every accusation, he's been found overwhelmingly innocent. And on the cases he hasn't been, it's been pretty minor things, all things considered. Especially when you look at the lens, like they were saying they want to throw him in federal prison. That hasn't happened. And it probably won't happen. So this case is going to get kicked out to another district, probably. Like, pretty high likelihood. 95% chance it gets kicked to another district, because this is just totally a clown show. And then there, 50-50 chance the prosecutor of a new district just says, we're not going to look at it. There's not enough evidence here to actually try him. We're just going to throw it out. That's very likely. And even if it's not, even if it gets kicked to another district, they decide to prosecute him, it's going to put a huge delay on it. There's no way this trial, if it goes to another district, will end before the election. What do we have, 8 months left? They're running out of time. And for such a high-profile case, and the fact that Trump's lawyers will do everything in their power to delay, nothing's going to come of it. This has just been one big show to try and prove Trump is a bad guy. That's been the point of all of these things. They didn't actually think they could get him on anything. When they started to, they actually kind of believed their own lie, doubled down, and now it's just embarrassed them. Because people see how blatantly biased it is. And it's worked in the complete opposite. People feel like they're going after Trump just because he's Trump, which is clearly the case. But that perception has now taken root in a lot of people's minds. Is they're trying to get the guy for one reason or another. Why are they targeting him? Well, who's targeting him? The government, which I already don't trust. The media, which I already don't trust. The justice system, which I already don't trust. That's why you're seeing him gain support with groups of people he never had before. Because they're looking at this and they're saying, something's not right. Like, this guy, I don't like him. He's loud, he's brash. But really, all this stuff and the way you're going after him is never been done before? And then you're blatantly saying stuff like, oh, it's just one-off because it's him? People are looking at that and they're like, no, this is not right. And as we've seen throughout history, despite their best efforts, every time Trump is attacked, he grows in power. He's an anomaly. He's a freak of nature. In terms of politics, he's a new evolution. Anytime he's attacked, he gets stronger. So how are you supposed to kill a beast like that? They haven't found a way to. And this certainly won't be the weapon that does it. This attack from Fulton County is going to amount to nothing in the end in terms of prosecuting Donald Trump. All it has served to do is prove the corruption that lies deep within our justice system, the corruption that lies deep within our government, something that Trump's been running on and talking about for years. And so if anything can be learned from this, it's that Trump was right. The corruption in our system goes so deep, it's shocking. And what that means is, it's time to drain the swamp in 2024. And now that you've heard what I think, please let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.